Hoboken is a place with tremendous character and history. Baseball was founded here. This is the birthplace of Frank Sinatra.
It's very small, a lot of low-rise buildings, a lot of diversity, a lot of culture, all within a square mile.
You go to these little landmarks that people know. You start to go to the waterfront parks, you start to see people, and you do get a nice feeling.
It's a tiny urban village. It's a little more than a mile square, comprised of small houses as well as former tenement walk-ups and many new condo buildings. And then, of course, we have the glorious waterfront.
There are so many restaurants, so many good restaurants. I mean, we have Dino and Harry's, we have Agostino, we have Arthur's Steak. You have La Isla, which is great Cuban food.
We're extremely proud of our Italian restaurants, and we think you can get the best mozzarella in the region, including New York City.
I think a lot of people think about it being very young. Some of the bars and restaurants down by the path, they seem a little bit younger, a little bit more rowdy at night. Uptown tends to be a little bit more quiet, there's more families. It is a community. We run into our friends, they run into their friends.
And then we got a park here, you go over there certain times of the day, and there's 200 people with the kids.
Pretty much every day and every evening you see people along the waterfront, and there's sports being played and people running, and it's a really beautiful gathering place.
Pier 13 has food trucks and beanbag chairs, and it's just a really nice spot to sort of relax, enjoy the view.
The commute is wonderful because it's not as congested, but yet you're a hop, skip away.
I have friends that come visit me from Manhattan, and they tell me it's so much easier to get in and out of here than it is from Brooklyn. So the pass station runs all night. You know, it's a 13-minute ride.
Most of the buildings up in this area have shuttles that take you down to the path.
The ferry is about a 6-minute ride. There's an uptown ferry and a downtown ferry.
It's really, really nice. Just a really relaxing way to sort of decompress after a long day at the office, to sit out in the sun on the top of the ferry. Folks are up there just shutting their eyes and like riding across the water. It's pretty amazing.
The city was a resort for a while for day trippers from New York City. But then, of course, the whole advent of the Industrial Revolution and land values being what they were, you know, the waterfront becomes a major thoroughfare for shipping. Suddenly, it's no longer just a park. Between like 1860 and 1900, I think almost everything you see here was constructed.
We used to have the shipyards, Ferguson Propeller, Maxwell House, Lipton Tea.
There was a lot of things here. You had, of course, Bethlehem Steel. There was a Tootsie Roll factory. My father worked in that.
The industrial part of our past is mostly gone, and some of the buildings that remain have been repurposed. I sort of lament the loss of that richness. You know, now we're kind of a one-note song.
The biggest challenge that the city faces, I would say, is the flood issue. The issue with Sandy was the storm surge. You know, almost 80% of the city was underwater.
There was no place for water to go. It was running right down the streets.
So we're going to be working as a community to kind of finalize what the plan will be to resist the waters from coming in.
Hoboken's always been a pretty tight market. A lot of people looking at the same things. Shortage of inventory, low rates has really created a lot of bidding wars throughout town. There's a huge range of properties too, though. Prices have gone up so much in the past couple of years, but we're so undervalued relative to Manhattan and Brooklyn that I think there's so much room for opportunity here.
There's so many people here, so many different nationalities. There's artists, there's teachers, there's police officers, firefighters. You know, there's just square mile with so much flavor.